Hello, it's your favorite neighborhood nerd, Simone. I'm here because I just received Happy Mail from my friend Pam. She sent me 6 ink samples. Birmingham Penco Tiger Lily, Birmingham Penco Tintype, which I'm so happy about because I really like this ink. Pannonia and Ink Dependence, Mr. Nose's Peepers. This looks like it's a shimmer ink. Private Reserve, Burgundy Mist. Monteverde, Fire Opal, and Private Reserve, Arabian Rose. I don't think that any other one of those are shimmers, so this is the one that I'm going to swatch last. I haven't really used Private Reserve or Monteverde inks much. There's so many inks out there that I just don't have the opportunity to use them all. So there's no specific reason why I haven't used Monteverde or Fire or Private Reserve inks yet. I'm gonna start, and I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I'm just thinking of having a relaxing swatching session. Oh my goodness, look at this water. It's neon yellow. Tiger Lily has neon yellow parts in it. The supplies that I'm using is this swink that my friend Wendy Sue made for me. Oh my gosh, this is so... I'm curious how this dries. I like it a lot. And Max is here with me today. Max, down. Just in case you're curious, I think I talked about this in one of my snippets from my desk videos. Max went to a training facility while we were in Europe. I'm going to swatch it like this. Birmingham. I'm just going to write Birmingham. And then this is Tiger Lily. And he's so much better. He is still very excited, very rambunctious, but he actually listens now. We know how to make him follow through on what we ask of him. We don't ask anything like that's out of line or so. Just regular stuff. Don't run up. Don't run up to children. Don't bark at people. Don't jump up on people. Don't scare people with your exuberance. Stuff like that, like normal stuff. And he's been behaving so much better. Not because he knows how to do it, but because kind of like they gave him a reset, and now they're training us on how to actually deal with him, and it's really good. Yeah, and the reason why I'm doing this swatching video today is because I am just feeling like I want to do something with my inks, but my brain is fried. This is so good. I don't know why I like this so much, because it's not normally a color that I would be drawn to, but it is so good. It's not black, it's not brown, and I feel like when I write with this in a pen, I know that it's not black, and I can see that it is not black. I also feel like there's some tiny purple undertones. Well, not when it's this thick coming off a nib. So I don't, that is definitely not, well, now see, I see purple. I hope you see it too. It's not really brown. It's a very, maybe it's a very warm, dark gray. Maybe we can say that that's what this color is. Yeah, so the other day I was writing with an ink. Specifically, I was writing with this here. This is Wearingeul the Star Child, and I love this color. And I was thinking that I would pull out all of my bottles that are even just remotely close to see if I had an ink in my stash that would satisfy the need for this color. There's some that come pretty close, like SBRE Brown from P.W. Ackerman, or Diamine Sepia is close. But I had so much fun swatching these inks here, and I actually decided to let go of 3 of these inks that I swatched on here. So I'm thinking that maybe once a month, when I'm inking up my rotation of pens and when I'm going through exploring how I like them, what I love about them, then maybe I'll compare one of these. So maybe next time, if I have a teal ink like Pelikan Edelstein Appetite, maybe I'll pull out all the inks that are this type of color, the turquoises and teals, and swatch them to explore them a little bit more and see if they're still speaking to me the same way. Just in case you were wondering, even though I know that Diamine Sepia looks, no, not that similar anymore. I took out of my stash of all of these colors Diamine Sepia, Wearingeul Heimdall, and Amarillo Toasty Joggers. They're just not the color that I am looking for. Diamine Sepia specifically is really dry, and so I decided that I just don't have a lot of pens that are very, well, that is not exactly true. Let me rethink this. Let me overthink this. I was going to say that, what is this? Private Reserve Burgundy Mist. I was going to say that I don't have a lot of pens that are super wet, but actually a lot of my 2 monarch nibs take ink put a lot of ink on the paper, as well as my Momento Zero Grande with the ginormous titanium nib. Oh my gosh, this is not at all what I had expected. Burgundy Mist, but burgundy, isn't burgundy red? I don't know if that is an ink that is appealing to me. So I got rid of Sepia, but maybe now I'm feeling like maybe I need to try it in the Momento Zero Grande. Well, let me overthink this. Private Reserve. Burgundy Mist is what it's called. Yay, I like this. Not much. I was expecting, doesn't this, well, the lighting isn't the best. Let me see if I change the tone of the light. Wow. Does it make a difference even? I don't know. feel like this is the best that I can get. This is most closest true to color, actually. If I'm looking at this through the camera and through my eyes without the camera, then I feel like this lighting situation right here catches it best. I also, this light obviously can do different cool and warmness, but I have the feeling that my camera adjusts to that, the lenses of my iPhone. And so when I look through this, I always feel like it looks the same. If you have any experience with that, let me know. I'm pretty sure that I'm just so ignorant about my camera settings that I could probably make it so that the lenses wouldn't want to adjust, or I don't even know if that is the camera software, the camera app, basically. Now that I start talking about it, I notice how little I know. Whoa, this is Monteverde Fire Opal. I've heard about this ink before. I've seen some people, I actually don't want this to be anything else but a circle. Why am I always making it different? This ink obviously has been around for a while, and I've heard about it. I've never had the opportunity to try it. You know what it looks like to me? Persimmon. If I'm, yeah, Monteverde. You know what I've also been thinking about? This is completely unrelated to inks and fountain pens. In my Sunday snippets from my desk, most of the time I film them on Saturdays and then share them on Sundays. I often try to catch myself outside. And I've also started to include some hiking or so snippets. And because I am trying to get out there more, not just more, I am actively planning a backpacking trip this year. I'm wondering if you would like to see more of me digging into that. I don't really have the ambition to film myself picking out my gear, but maybe there's so many gear videos out there. Yeah, there is a niche for everyone, and there is videos upon videos for any topic that you can think of. I mean, there is fountain pen ink swatching videos, but I thought maybe if the off chance exists that there is an overlap, well, the first question is, do I want to make a separate channel? I also am thinking that maybe I should rename my channel to Simone's Obsessions. That's kind of like what this reflects anyway. This is also a very pretty color, actually. So let me finish that one thought, and then I have another one that just came to my mind, because I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Yeah, I know that if I start putting out backpacking stuff and hiking videos, that my channel is not going to be attractive, blah, 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 algorithm, blah, blah, blah. But also, I am a multifaceted human being with many different interests. And first of all, I don't really want to manage 2 channels. And also, it is what it is. So I'm just wondering if I should post And the more I talk about it, it's like, why would I even need anybody's permission to do that? I'm gonna do what I want anyway. Ha ha! Just as usual, right? Private. Yeah, I thought maybe I want to show. I've been watching so many gear videos, beginner, budget, gear, what you actually really need, what you don't need, what is a gimmick, what is not a gimmick. And I thought maybe someone is interested, even if they don't find it. Maybe they will, in seeing. So this is, I scoured the internet. I listened to so many people's advice. I am a total noob. Here's what I came up with as my first gear. And this is why I chose it. And then maybe someone would benefit from that. And also, I can talk about this in great detail because, as I said, it's another obsession, another... Oh, look, there is a gasket ring right here. It's another hyper focus area for me, and I would love for someone to, what the heck, to listen to me yap on about why, what, when, and if I show it, would not be cool. Obviously, people who are experienced backpackers, hikers, and stuff like that. What the heck is that? Is this really? Huh? Mr. Noses Peepers. I need to see a swatch of this. So this is a shimmer ink, but it's actually basically neon green. Interesting. So that's what is in my mind. And here's my unsolicited opinion. What do we say? I forgot. It's late. It's dark outside already. My brutal honesty. That's what we are going to call it. Well, let me write. I can't write and talk. Pannonia ink. Well, this is a D, as clearly. Pen. Den. Mr. Noses Peepers. Well, that is not correct. So here's the brutal truth. The shocking truth about Simone and Monteverde and Private Reserve inks. People have been bad-mouthing Monteverde and Private Reserve. There must have been a gunk mold issue even before I started sharing YouTube videos about fountain pens and inks. But it stuck. And I heard it, I read about it, and that's the reason why I don't use these. Yeah, here's my brutal truth about these inks, because now that I'm using them, besides the fact that I don't really like the color, and I do really have a problem with something being named burgundy and then looking like it's a light brown umber color, does not work for me. But that doesn't have anything to do with any mold issues, with anything. Why? And both of these brands are really affordable as well. And these colors look really nice. I do think that I have quite a few of colors like this in my collection already as bottles. This one looks very similar to Dominant Industry. Something something. My favorite orange color that I don't remember the name of. I'm gonna, I don't know what colors I have. Maybe if I'm gonna look in my drawer and maybe I can do some dots around. But yeah, my suspicions or I'm omitting these brands because I've heard this is completely unfounded. I have not had any problems with their inks whatsoever. When I had samples, I have one bottle of Monteverde ink that I was gifted at the San Francisco Pen Show last year. No problems. There also, this one doesn't look flat. There's some shading here. This one has depth. The thing that I don't really like about ink is when it's extremely flat. It doesn't look like there's any depth in there. But all of these three inks look really cool. This one is a contender for I'm not flat. I'm flat, but if you look closely, I guess this specifically is an ink that if you put it in a pen where it gushes ink on the paper, then you would not have any depth to the writing, because it's just so wet that there is no difference between, upstrokes and downstrokes, and maybe it's a little tighter when you go up, it's drier, and that makes those variations of inks. So, but the color that I was talking about is Earl Grey tea. Do I have any other orange inks? No. I'm really low, or I'm just so committed to this color that I don't have any other inks. But this one really looks good. It doesn't go into that, oh, I don't like that at all. And I can't, the salmon-y colors, what is that called? I don't remember. And this one, I might... Larme de Cassis could be close. I think this is too bold. And then this Ferris Wheel Press Grape Ice Pop, but this might be darker. I just recently thought, even though I have a lot of ink, what I do not have is a dark purple. Like a cool purple. This is warm, in my opinion, but sometimes I'm completely off when it comes to this. I don't, so. Larme de Cassis. Similar, but not the same. It's more red, I believe. I don't know why I bought this ink, actually. This is so interesting. I want to see this. This would be fun in one of my... You know what I need to do? I need to ink this in one of my Pilot Parallels. Oh my God, I'm going to do this. People then send happy mail and write like, hello friend, with this color. People are like, ugh. So then I have Kobe number 57 Hime Ajisai. I think this is cooler, but as I said, sometimes I'm completely off. Man. Yeah, this is cooler. Kobe. And I love this ink, but I feel like oftentimes my color palettes that I put together are very warm leaning. even though I typically think that I'm more of a cool girl. Yeah. But when I have these, you know, my color palettes, like this one that I put together, then it's more warm leaning than cool. And it's really hard to integrate then this into my writing. But since I'm currently changing again how I'm journaling and what I'm putting where, it doesn't really matter that much anymore. So then this is, yeah, well, I didn't even dip it in. This is darker. I don't know, is this cooler? Or is this just tender purple? Yeah, I feel like I need another purple that is a similar intensity as this one, but I don't want it, I want it darker. Blue, maybe bluer is the, I don't know. I actually don't know. There was an ink in the ink vent, the very last bottle. Maybe it's Raise a Glass. Is that the one that has purple and chameleon shimmer? That color without the shimmer is exactly the type of color that I'm talking about. And then this is Grape Ice Pop, and I don't really remember. Oh yeah, I don't usually use any Ferris wheel press inks. This one was a D-stash find because I feel like it's very similar to Sailor Shikiori Hara Hara. And since it was free, I was like, okay, I can take that. Ice Pop. Yeah, these are similar but not the same, right? What do you think? Let me bring this a little closer and then I'll swatch the... I feel like Arabian Rose is closest in style of ink. It's not the same color, the hue. I feel this is a little more red and it splits up into more components, I believe. Grape Ice Pop. But they're similar in their, like, what they do. But then these are so they're, how do I describe this? I feel like they're similar in intensity. That's not the right word. Darkness, value, maybe value is the right word. This is really high, intense, and this is very light. And these three are in a similar value level, but they have different warmths. Yeah, that's a word now. I feel like I want to ink this up next time I ink a rotation. I just need to do a little bit of research if this is a dry or wet ink. That could be fun. I am almost through exploring all of the pens and inks that I have inked up this month, or whatever. It's not a month. I inked it up in August when I got back from vacation, and it is September, so they're my August currently inked. That's not August currently inked and beyond, and I'm going to probably didn't even get anything on there. Yeah, this is darker. Earl Gray tea. Maybe I need this ink. Well, I can use it in a fountain pen for now. I feel like, I mean, yes, I could use Arabian Rose, but I actually think that in my next rotation, I want to use the Fire Opal and the Grape Ice Pop. Yeah. Not this one. Not this one. The Arabian Rose is definitely also getting a chance. I think of all of those, I'm going to use each one of them, except for the Burgundy Mist. That is one that I'm going to pass along to another person right away. Alrighty. Yeah. Pam is still sending me samples, even though I sometimes reject her samples. She's cool with that. I think that's the beauty, that you give those inks out of your hands and then you don't have any control anymore. And that's why I swatch inks, is because I then know if this color, well, I didn't pick it, so I couldn't know if this color was for me or not. But it's definitely, I swatch them to see if what I thought I was getting is actually what I wanted. And if it's not what I wanted, then I probably won't be inking it up in a pen, right? But yeah, I'm super glad that I don't have to spend money on these. And I'd love to I love being on the receiving end, but I also feel like it's time that I send some samples out. But also maybe I'm just not, maybe I don't have the right friends for this, but I feel like my friends are all oversaturated with ink, and if I send them ink samples, they're like stressed out, they're burdened with those samples instead of enjoying them. Or maybe I'm just transferring my own feelings that I sometimes have about these ink samples onto other people. So that would be something that I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. If your friend, without invitation, just sent you a random batch of ink samples, would you feel overwhelmed? Would you feel excited? I would love to know, because that is something that I'm actually really thinking about and struggling with. I don't want to overwhelm someone with ink samples that I sent them because I thought I was going to send them some happy mail, and they're like, oh my gosh, overwhelming mail instead. Yeah. 32 minutes of rambling. I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I had a fun time just hanging out, swatching these inks and chatting away. See you soon. Bye.